Hello, my name is Milena Lillis, and I'll be presenting on how I used gamification in my microbiology course last fall 2022. So, gamification is when we use game elements to help with maybe learning something that might be unengaging, tedious, or boring. So, I use Jeopardy, which has had pretty good success in the last 7 years here at Bakersfield College, and I always use it at the end of the semester on memorizing and learning these microbial diseases of the different body systems. So, with my research, I found a lot of benefits with gamification that alleviates techno stress from online teaching. It motivates students to complete tasks, and it can also just make learning more enjoyable. However, there's also drawbacks. Sometimes the competitive nature in students outweighs their learning of the material, so they just want to win. So the design is also crucial for the game. I found this out in my research. Sometimes it can be demotivating. It can make it too difficult, and also just need to plan the game and how you're going to use it in the classroom. So I polled my students before we did the games if they agreed with the statement that games can be used to help learn material, and you can see that most of them do agree that using games can help with learning. From this poll, I asked them if they thought that games in the classroom are mainly for fun, and I was happy to see they disagreed with it. Some agreed with it, but a lot of them kind of neither disagreed or agreed. It's not just for fun, right? So that was hopeful to see as well. All right, so what I used that was different in the fall was this clue game where there were 9 people that got infected, with these pathogens, and the class had to figure out which pathogen each person had and the treatment. So it was on Nearpod, which was a new app I used, and if you want to go look at the game, there's the code. Just sign into Nearpod for free. You can make an educator sign in and use the code. All right, so not only did I want some data for about Nearpod and Jeopardy, the games, but I also wanted to see about my other activities that I use and whether they thought they learned from it, liked it, if I should keep it, or if I should scrap it. And you can see a lot of them liked Kahoot. They learned from the worksheets and the micro lectures. Jeopardy they learned from, but Nearpod was my new one that kind of, hit flat across the board, and I'll talk about why. Some of the qualitative feedback I got is that the format was a bit of a challenge in itself, which I agree. The app was it was different. It was a little hard for us to use. But some positive feedback was that it did stimulate critical thinking and for them to review the symptoms and treatments for diseases. So what did I learn about kind of incorporating this new clue game? Well, I don't think I'll be using the app in the future to facilitate the game. I'm going to actually make this more participatory, split the class up. They like to immediately, either get the game right or not. They don't really want to take it home and do it alone. They want to do this with their peers. And also, I need to always check and make sure there's no errors before starting the game. So a few more findings for fellow faculty. When you're doing gamification, I would present the game in the environment that you teach best in. So I'm interactive, so that's how I'll be keeping my games. Don't make the game too hard. I did that a little bit. And organize the timing of your game components. So I had multiple pieces, so they needed time with that. And allow them to work in groups because they can do better when they're together. Here are my references I used in my research, and thank you for listening. On the last slide, I added the website you can get the clue game from. Is a teacher in elementary school, but she used Nearpod in her classroom, and you can kind of tweak it to make it relevant to your topic that you're teaching. And thank you to Angela Green. She is the teacher that inspired me to do the clue game. I will be doing this in the future, but I will be making it in real time. Lab or lecture, more participatory. And thanks for listening.